Hello, welcome back to the Glendale Heights showroom. My name is Chef Paul, and today we are going to cook a wonderful brunch utilizing our dual griddle. Make sure to stick around for part 2 of the video. We're going to show and go over how to deep clean your griddle. But today we're going to cover actually 2 cooking applications. We're going to do a sweet, wonderful buttermilk pancake, as well as a nice steak hash, all at the same time utilizing that wonderful griddle. So we're gonna dive right into it. We're gonna start off with making these wonderful fresh fig and Harvest Haven honey pancakes. So what I'm gonna do, look out for the recipe for the pancakes. I'm gonna start off with a little bit of butter. So one of the big Wolf differences on our griddle is our dual griddle is thermostatically controlled, which means I know what temperature I'm at. My pancakes and my sunny side up eggs, we're at 325 degrees. And my right side here, we're gonna do our hash, which is at 450 degrees. Dual zones, a left and a right. So just a little bit of butter, and then nice couple tablespoons of some pancake batter. But you know, let's do 2. We're gonna do 2 pancakes today. So very important, no pancake is gonna look perfect, right? That's kind of the fun part about brunch. But here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna throw some wonderful sliced figs right on top. And the best part is, we're just gonna let these continue to cook. So let's quickly move on to our savory portion. So that's my left at 325 degrees. My right is all the way at 450. Notice I'm not using whole butter. Whole butter is gonna burn at that very high temperature, so I'm using an oil like canola oil, grapeseed oil, and because it has such a high smoke point, I don't wanna run the risk of burning it. So here, I have some chopped up steak. I'm using beef tenderloin today, right? That's nice and brunchy for everyone. So here, our steak is cooking. I have some blank fingerling potatoes. They are nice medium diced, but they're already cooked. So all I'm looking for is to get some wonderful sear and caramelization while everything else is cooking. So throw that all on there. Very important, just like our pancakes, let's not touch this for a bit. Let that sear happen. Let's add some color and flavor to this. I got some wonderful red bell peppers, some onion, right? Everything you would see in a traditional hash. Right, but we're gonna kind of do it up a little bit of brunch style here. So while everything is sauteing, very important, we have to season everything as you go. A little bit of kosher salt right onto that griddle. That infrared ceramic brick that's underneath allows you to cook all this food, right? And you can still hear it sizzling and sauteing, right? That's one of the big Wolf differences, consistent high heat. So while that's going, I'm gonna let that sear just for a second, but time for a sunny side up eggs. So again, lower temperature, a little bit of whole butter, right? Butter and eggs, classic combination, cannot go wrong. I'm gonna try and not make a mess, but I'm gonna put my eggs directly on here. All right, let's do 2, let's shoot for 2 eggs. There we go, all right? All this food cooking at once. Right, I'm gonna use my big spatula, and I can start sauteing. You can see all that caramelization that's been developing, right? This is a very quick dish. It's gonna come together beautifully. So, you can see very even, consistent heat. Our pancakes still need a couple more minutes, right? But a couple things about pancake cooking I get asked all the time. Chef, how do I know when to flip my pancakes? Well, if you look closely here, you can see some bubbles are forming, right? My right one is cooking just a little bit quicker than my left, right? But as soon as most of the surface is covered in bubbles, that means my heat is transferring through and it's time to flip. So I'm gonna let this continue to cook, right? On my eggs, very important, just a little bit of salt. And notice I'm using a fresh cracked black pepper. If anyone knows me, you know fresh cracked black pepper is the way to go. But, right, there's all this food that's happening very quickly, right? And believe it or not, we're almost done, right? My potatoes are already cooked. My steak is seared, right? But that dual temperature control zone allows me to cook multiple types of food at once. right? And the best part is the griddle is very little cleanup. So I'll make sure to go over what we have to do, right, to clean our griddle every single time I'm done. Another big Wolf difference is that I absolutely enjoy, I can put my pots and pans directly on my griddle. Because this is a little bit lower of a temperature, I'm actually gonna heat up some poached eggs. So fun little trick that I learned in my kitchen days in the past was pre-poach some eggs ahead of time and then just drop them in some warm water just to reheat them. So that's one less thing I have to worry about, right? Poaching eggs can be very intimidating, but make sure just reheat them. So you can see my potatoes, my steaks are getting nice and crispy and caramelized. I can move that off to the side. But what is a hash without cheese, right? Here I have a mixture of some aged cheddar, some mozzarella, a little bit of provolone. Good, it's a fun mixture of, you get the flavor, that stringy mozzarella cheese, right? But our eggs are almost done. Pancakes are ready to flip, right? Just toss it to the side so we can see, but it's time to flip our pancakes, right? Let's check that out. Non-stick, because we use lower temperature, right? Check that out. The griddle gets the breakfast reputation for a reason, right? But look at that, beautiful even caramelization, right? Nice, light and fluffy. My eggs, I like a nice Spanish style sunny side up egg, so I can see all that brown starting to caramelize. But before my pancakes are done, I'm going to plate up some pancakes and then we're gonna roll into the hash. So here, I made a pancake a little bit earlier ahead of time, but I have some wonderful farmer's cheese right on top. Make sure to show off those gorgeous figs. But I'm gonna use a little bit of more fresh cheese. Look out for the recipe as well. Very, very easy. It's a 2-ingredient recipe. A little bit of fresh cheese and my personal favorite, honey. So this honey is very special to me because our corporate headquarters, where our company's from, we actually, Chef Joel's, a shout out to Chef Joel and Kyle up at the Baki Center, but we have local honeybees, right? So this is good Midwestern honey, right? Very, very simple, couple ingredients, very easy. Now it's time to plate our hash, right? Everything's coming together very, very quickly, right? I like to use a big spatula, and this is, you know, hefty portion over here. Potato, steak, onions, very simply seasoned. Because I have that lower temperature here, I can always scoop my extras down and just keep them warm, right, without running the risk of burning it. That's the versatility of the griddle that I love. I'm going to actually do one egg here, nice, beautifully fried egg, and we're gonna add wonderful, delicate, light poached egg just on the side. You can do your own mixture, all poached, however you like it. So here, a little bit of Maldon sea salt just to bring out that flavor. A little bit of green chive batons to pop that flavor. And then my secret dressing that I absolutely love. Here I have a grilled scallion dressing. Goes beautifully with that steak. Think about it almost like a grilled scallion chimichurri. So a little bit of that sauce. Touch up that garnish right on top. A little bit of mint. Here you go. Brunch in 10 minutes. Very, very easy. Very, very simple. So, cleaning the griddle. Just quickly want to go over. We're going to double this egg up over here. Now that's a proper brunch if you ask me. But there are a couple things we have to do every single time we're done using the griddle. So when I'm done cooking, what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do, take my griddle, simply turn it off, set my knobs to the off position. I'm going to take my flat top spatula. You can even use the big spatula if you like. But what I'm going to do, very important, scrape off any excess oil or anything that was stuck to the griddle, right? But once I get everything off, I'm gonna let this cool off slightly. I have a stack of towels underneath my station here. What I use to wipe down my griddle. So just like a cast iron pan, wipe off any excess oil. Anything that was stuck, you can see we used the right oil, got non-stick capability. Drop it into my tray here. I'm gonna let this cool all the way down back to room temperature. Then this tray is removable. Make sure to wash it. Hot soapy water is not dishwasher safe. But as soon as your griddle is nice and cool, you're gonna take your cover and you cover it. Now your mess is completely gone for the rest of the week. Look around for part 2 on how to bring this seasoned griddle back to that cold rolled steel finish. But if you do have any questions, feel free to contact our showroom. If you want to get in contact with me directly, we'll set up a use and care, or come to the showroom if you have questions about the griddle. My name is Chef Paul. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day.